What's up everyone, I'm of course the Joker of Yugioh, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about everything I hate about Dueling Book, about online dueling, and a few other things I hate about Yugioh, and then some stuff that I actually do like. And the reason I'm doing this today is because of a nice comment I got from an amazing person, Tobaz. All your comments are always amazing, but this guy gave me the idea of this. For videos, he said make a rant video, which this one's going to be basically about. Discussion video, we're going to be discussing a few things. Don't know about taboo talks and all that, not going to have that. Hopefully it's got some funny jokes. I find this personally kind of funny. And we're just going to be trash talking about Dueling Book and whatnot. So let's just get right into it, shall we?
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Let the good times roll!
Okay guys, so I've got a few little treats for you guys. I've got a few little videos because I've actually been testing out on Dueling Book recently because sometimes I just have to. Sometimes I have to see what's the big thing about Dueling Book. Sometimes, you know, I got to see, is it getting any better? And I got to tell you, I still hate Dueling Book, and for good reason. Like, there is just, I know there's so much trash talking everywhere, which I don't mind. You want to trash talk? Go right ahead. Be creative though. Come up with something creative. That's one of the things I hate about Yugioh. The fact that people can't creatively trash talk you. It's not trolling anymore. It's just calling you a pathetic or scrub or whatever. It's like, come on, come up with something creative. I mean, when I see someone speaking another language, I'm like, oh, dedication. Especially when we were just talking English 5 seconds ago. You either pulled up Google Translator just to do this. So yeah, there are a few things I do hate about Dueling Book, and to even show you guys, I do have some videos for you guys. So as you can see, yeah, there are some fails. One of the things I absolutely hate about Dueling Online is the amount of people that actually quit just because they see what you're playing. Just because they see what you're playing. Like literally, this game is what? Like, you know, it goes so quickly. But it's like a 2-minute long video, but the reason they quit is always because they see what I'm playing. I mean, I wait for their entire turn. I let them go their sub-terrors. I activate, you know, Into the Void. But as soon as I activate Pot of Duality and show that I am running Nurse Burn, instantly quits the game. Now, what I hate about this is, dude, how do you know that you're going to lose? How do you know that you are instantly going to lose? I've only got so many cards in my hand. And sub-terrors are able to negate so much if you're playing it correctly. So the fact of people just quit instantly because they go, oh yeah, you're just playing some scrub FTK deck. Okay, in this current game, if you can't get around particular decks that are known to be meta, then seriously, you need to reevaluate your deck. I don't mean this to be harsh or anything, but you seriously got to, guys. I mean, I want to help you guys as much as I possibly can. And I mean, a lot of people play the meta. A lot of people play lockdown decks. You've got Masterpiece, which is in Dracos, and it can lock you down. If you see Masterpiece and that's because you quit, when there are so many outs against it, it shows that you're not willing to give the dedication, and that's one thing I absolutely hate about Dueling Online. Now, if you go to a tournament and this happens, it's even more annoying because that person doesn't even give you a chance to even benefit yourself. This is actually also hurting you in the long run. And the reason I say this is because as much as you try and you try to build the perfect deck, if you never actually get to test it out because people just quit because of how they see what you're running, then it never actually gives you a chance to decide, you know, is this deck actually good, or is it because everyone hates it that I'm not actually having any fun? And that's why I hate when people quit in Yu-Gi-Oh! If you're gonna quit just because something is playing, or, you know, you don't even give the chance, then what are you doing? I mean, at least comment that, oh yeah, I'm gonna lose, there is no chance. Don't just quit straight out. I mean, when I quit, I give good reason half the time. Sometimes I'll quit because it just crashes, or I get nothing, and I forget, but I actually do say GL, and I try to have a conversation with some people, which is the other thing that I actually hate about Yu-Gi-Oh! Online. And I know I didn't actually get a video of this because it just happened so much, that there's no real point of just locking it down onto one video. But in one of my tag duels, a lot of the time this person that I was tag dueling with would not actually talk to me or tell me what his plan was. So that's another thing I hate about you know, this is why I hate tag duels. I don't hate tag duels in general. I sometimes absolutely love them when I get tagged with a really good deck, but sometimes I absolutely hate them. And that's why, because this whole not actually talking to your opponent, I mean, especially on Dueling Book, you have to talk to your opponent. You have to declare stuff. If you don't, then terrible stuff will happen, and it's just not fair. Now, I know these videos are on Dueling Nexus. I'm going to be showing you guys some videos on Dueling Book, but I wanted to get these ones out the way right away. But yes, that's why I hate when dueling online, nobody actually bothers to, you know, actually have a conversation with you. And it doesn't take much to say, GL, have fun, or you too, or, you know, GG, literally anything, or, oh yeah, you're gonna win, or, oh, well done. Like, you can easily say, good, GG. It takes 5 seconds, it doesn't even take 5 seconds to respond, and the fact that you're not willing to even do that, it doesn't really benefit the game. That's what I mean by, in Yu-Gi-Oh! In general, when you don't actually have a conversation with your opponent, it doesn't make it much fun. I remember when I was really young, and I used to have a whole bunch of long conversations while I was playing with the person, and it benefited both of us. Now I don't see that, and I find that it's lacking in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I feel that that should actually come back. It's one of the few things that should come back, because it was one of the things that's very positive within the community back then. But now I don't see a lot of that, and that brings me up to another point before I even show you guys this video, that, you know, one of the other things that I really wish would actually come into Yu-Gi-Oh! Is, you know, let's be more positive to each other. Don't get all, you know, angry at each other. Don't say bad things. Yeah, you want to go right ahead, but what's the point of it? We get enough of that out of really bad games. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is supposed to be, you know, fun. It's meant for, yeah, kids, which is, it's a children's card game, it is called, and yes, adults play it. But does that really mean that we can't respect one another? I mean, seriously, it doesn't take much to learn some respect, and you can potentially learn from it and get better from it. But I feel if we don't show enough respect, other people are eventually not going to want to play this game because they feel that they're not getting decent respect when other people say, oh yeah, I get so much niceness from this game. And I mean, that's another thing I don't like about this game. The fact of how little of the female community is part of this game. I've got a few females that I know are in different chat groups. Shout out to a few awesome ones. Here we go. Hannah, you're part of my team, Duel Society X. You're an absolute legend. You play zombies and all that. And vampires, you're an absolute legend. Another one, Karen, shout out to you. You're an absolute fantastic person. But then other than that, there aren't many I can name. You know how bad that is? I can name... yes, I know it's great that I can name so many guys that are amazing, but I wish that I could name some more females that actually play this game, so it can prove to everyone it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what you are, it doesn't matter what you play, just play the game for the fun of it. And I mean, the last tournament I actually went to, the amazing thing was, there was one girl that topped 4th place. I don't know her name. If I ever see her again, I find her deck profile, yes, I will be showing you guys that. But that's another thing that, you know, I really wish was more into Yu-Gi-Oh! So that's enough of ranting about that. The other thing that I really wanted to talk to you guys about is what I don't like about tag duels. Yes, I know I'm skipping ahead on a lot of these videos because I don't want this video to be way too long. I don't want it to be 30 minutes. At max, I want this video to be 20 minutes because there's a lot I want to talk about. But this is what I hate about tag duels. The fact of, when I go in, I'm tagged with someone that's a Madolche deck, which is always nice, but the person I play with barely ever talked to me, barely discussed any combos, barely discussed, oh yeah, let's have some fun. And at the very end of it, I was carrying the game. The fact of, you know, this person didn't help me whatsoever, and the other person actually quit because, you know, they saw where this was going. But I was basically carrying the entire team, and then this person does so many misplays, uses my cards. I mean, I even go, don't forget Light Stage F, doesn't even use it. I mean, doesn't listen to me, which is one of the other things I hate about tag duels. If you're going into a tag duel, it's quite simple. Listen to the person you're playing with. And I say this with a really angry voice because I hate when you go into a tag duel and they don't, you know, actually listen to you. Because if you can help one another, you can potentially win. And, you know, at the end of the day, half the time, I always have to carry half of these duels in the tag duel. I mean, seriously, it's super annoying. I mean, there are a few times that I'm tagged with someone absolutely amazing, but other times it's like, you know, not actually the great. That's the only time this person ever responded. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about these people. You know, I'm not trying to absolutely say anything bad, but I'm saying, you know, in general, it's nice to have an actual conversation. It's nice to actually work together. And seriously, it would help your game a ton. So that's all I want to say about the whole tag duel thing. And yes, I seriously do want more females in this game because it would just be a lot better. Now, there are a few other things that I do hate about, you know, online dueling. And I've pretty much said my piece on what I hate about, you know, what I actually hate about when you're dueling online or about talking about people. There are misplays I'm about to show you. But before I get into that, there's one other particular section I want to talk about when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! And what I hate about it before I get into the stuff I love. Now, the other thing I hate is the fact of when we go into, you know, tournaments and all that, actual real life tournaments, the fact that there are so many amazing people. That's not one thing I hate. That's one thing I absolutely love. The community is so nice when you're dueling outside of online. It feels like as soon as they go online, and I know, yeah, people have said this probably in the past, but as soon as someone's protected behind a computer, they believe they can say anything they want, which is what's not helping this community. If you act like you did at a tournament and actually show some respect, more people would be absolutely happy to play this game. And that's why, yeah, I do actually love going to tournaments a lot more than I absolutely love dueling online, because it's so much of a nicer community. You're trading with people. There are so many nice things. The fact of being able to talk to someone, being able to help someone, it is a great feeling. And that's what I love about Yu-Gi-Oh! But, you know, there are so many things I don't like, which I've already talked about. Now, here are some other stuff I also don't like. Now, before I show you this is the last video I actually want to show you before I get into the whole, you know, showing you guys what I hate about dueling book, because that's what this video is, of course, entitled, you know, what I hate about dueling book. But now that's what it was originally going to be called. Now it's actually, of course, what you read as what I hate about Yu-Gi-Oh! And here's the one other thing I hate about Yu-Gi-Oh! So this actually was recorded halfway, and I tried to pause it and all that. But this was actually a tag duel, but it was kind of funny. We were both using, you know, 2v2. It was 1v1, but there was two of us playing, if that kind of makes sense. Like, we each got to have two screens and all that. But instantly, when people see particular decks, they get butthurt. They get really angry. And what I hate about that is it shows that you don't have the dedication. If you don't have outs to decks that are meta, and decks that are like this, yeah, I know they're really expensive cards to get around the meta, but this is a pendulum deck. This is what's classified as the meta at this point. And this person was getting butthurt, calling me a pathetic scrub because I was playing Trickstar Burn, even though, you know, pendulums can easily get around it, as I can easily get around them. But the fact of you can't even be willing to get around this, the fact of actually after this person would not duel me because I played Trickstars. Now, that to me, yeah, you can hate Trickstars a ton. Go right ahead. Hate any deck you want. But, you know, at least be respectful about it, or at least not act childish and say, oh yeah, you're a freaking scrub and all that. I say freaking because I don't want to swear, guys. I can't swear. Because I don't want to be, you know, censored on this video or see it get taken down. But yeah, the fact of people get so angry just because of particular decks that you play. I mean, I get angry at Dracos, but I still say GG to them and shake their hands. Same with Magical Bullets and all that, because those decks beat me, and I say congrats to them. If a deck can beat my deck, it means that I have to work on it. It means that I have to get better, and that is what I love about Yu-Gi-Oh! As well, because when you verse someone that is generally really good, and you have to push yourself to the extra mile just to get better. That's another thing I love about Yu-Gi-Oh! I love being challenged. So yeah, there are a lot of things I love about Yu-Gi-Oh! I love the community. I love being challenged. I love some of the kindness that I do get. I love you guys for watching my videos and actually commenting on these things and watching it for so long. But when it goes on to online, now that's the thing I hate about Yu-Gi-Oh! Other than, you know, some of the money things, but that I don't want to talk about. If you want to see two videos that have already been put up about what to fix about Yu-Gi-Oh! An amazing person named Joe, who's, as some of you might know, Master Swear King, VCTFS. I may have said that wrong. I may have butchered the name, but those guys have actually made a video on what to do about better, what to do to better Yu-Gi-Oh! Same with my man Ace of Bats. He's actually done a quick 5-minute video on what to make about bettering Yu-Gi-Oh! And those are things that I actually also agree with, because, you know, putting a time limit on this game, that's one thing I hate and love about this game. So I hate Nexus because the time limit is so small, but I also love it because it pushes you to be a lot better. So it's a thing that I hate and love. And you guys have already heard what I hate about most of the things. Now here are the things that I purely and simply hate about Dueling Book. This is just Dueling Book. This isn't Dueling Nexus, because you can't do this stuff in Dueling Nexus. And that's what I love about Dueling Nexus. People can't cheat as easily. But what I hate also about, you know, that's why I don't hate Nexus as much, because it's not so easy to cheat on. And what I mean by this is people on Dueling Book, I was actually going to test it with a judge, but I couldn't actually, you know, find someone that I wanted to purely and simply use to judge with. And if you guys want to test the judge, like, I didn't have the time for it. It takes forever for most of them. Some of them take really quick, but some take really long. And that's the annoying thing. The fact of some people try to rule shark you, which really does get annoying. And that's another thing I hate. Yeah, I know this video is a lot of hate, but I just had to make this video. So this video was a while back, but these are a few things I do hate about Yu-Gi-Oh! Online. Not Yu-Gi-Oh! In general, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Online. So at this point, I was actually playing Cyberse, and I didn't show you guys these videos because I try and keep these videos for a really long time. But here's one I just have to show you guys. So there are so many misplays right here. Brilliant Fusion. You know, can't redo that. And, you know, it does go back. But the thing I wanted to say, so already can't read, and I absolutely, you know, yeah, sorry. I try to help, you know, Brilliant Fusion should be all that. But right here, you know, it's just instantly, because of all that, admits defeat. And that's what I hate. I mean, this is just Link can't read. And there's some Pendulum players that can't read the Pendulum effects. There are a few times that, you know, Into the Void. And I actually made a video on this. And the reason I did that was because so many people were getting angry about me on the online. I called judges into it. I called different people into it. I know actual people that judge at different tournaments, and I asked for their advice, and they all backed me up. I even looked it up on the internet to prove what I am saying is right. But still, you know, people, of course, got annoyed. And it was Into the Void. Now, Into the Void works quite simply. I'm not actually, I don't actually have Into the Void on me at this point. It's in my Nurseburn deck. I can't be bothered getting that. But Into the Void works quite simply. These are 3 cards in my hand. Imagine this one's Into the Void. I activate Into the Void. People get angry about that. Why? Because now I've only got 2 cards in my hand. Even though Into the Void counts as the 3rd. And that was an argument that was going on for so long. So that's another, you know, there are so many things I hate about online with Dueling Book. Because if you went on Nexus, that wouldn't be a problem. People can't be, oh, that you can't do. Because it's not allowed. Yeah, the computer program just allowed me to do it. So, clearly it is a move I can do. And that's one of the things that I actually love over Nexus, because, yeah, it does baby you and it does help you very easily and it does pretty much walk you through a lot of the things. But at the end of the day, if you are new to the game, I would suggest someone playing Nexus over Dueling Book, because if you go on Dueling Book, people are going to try and rule shark you, fail, and try to cheat you out of a game. But Nexus, they can't do that because there are no rule sharking. There are nothing of that. It works as it is. So yeah, there are a few things, as you can probably pick up. There are a few things I love. There are a lot more things I hate about online. But I'm going to show you guys a few more videos, and then I'm going to sum up what I hate, what I love, and what can probably better this game in the long run. So, one thing, there are 3 main videos of course, this one's I'm saving for last, why I hate Book. But I mean, fail, can't play. Honestly, there are so many different ones that get really annoying. And this is when I was playing Stellar Knights. If you actually want to see a legendary Stellar Knight deck, check out an awesome person called Creative Duelist. He actually has made a Stellar Knight deck recently, and I have to give him the shout out because I absolutely love the deck. It's a really old school deck. But there are some plays that people can do. This person sets 2 monsters. Now I know that's not a big thing, but imagine this was online where I could call a judge. Half the time, with those rankings, nothing happens. And these people in the chats didn't even say anything half the time. But I mean, even this, it's like, no, once per turn, and this person was going, oh no, go the 2. He did eventually bring it back, but he's like, hello, and all that, but because people don't get what they want, they quit the game. And that's another thing, like, if you're just gonna, you know, try and do whatever you want, engine move, please, no. So, I mean, like, this person was trying to tell me what to do, and all that. I mean, you know, I activate something, FK, he goes, no, how do you negate? And this was when hand traps weren't a thing. So this is like going back old school where I just have to still show you guys. I know it's not as relevant, but it's still really funny. To me anyway. It's like, how you're going to do. I know my spelling, this is when I'm like really, really tired. And when it's online, as long as I get my point across, it doesn't really matter. Engine move, please. No, left the door. I mean, for those people that if you go in and you try to say, no, I'm going to get exactly what I want. If I don't get what I want, then I'm just going to quit the game. And that happens a lot on Dueling Book. Why are you playing? I mean, if you just want to get what you want, why are you playing? Go back, play GOAT format, or play, you know, play whatever, play with your mates. Don't play online, or if you want to play like that, play with your mates online. Nobody is going to take you seriously unless they want to have the same time, which nobody wants to have. You have the better side. I'm sorry. But here's another one, guys. So this is hand destruction. I did pause this. Look at my hand. I have no cards. He has 2 cards. He tries to argue that, you know, all this stupidness of like, oh yeah, because I have, yeah, you count, you can. And this goes on for so long until, you know, we actually argue until once again, the person quits. Why? Because they don't like what they're getting. That's the biggest thing I hate about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the fact of when you go online and you meet people that don't get what they want, then they get so angry that they quit the game. And that's the biggest thing I hate. The fact of when you don't get what you want, you quit the game. You know what that shows me? That you don't have the dedication to actually be bothered to play. And I'm sorry if this video gets disliked. I'm sorry that, you know, if you don't agree with my opinions, feel free to comment down below. I'm pretty sure, you know, to all my subscribers, to all you people that actually comment on my videos, I swear none of you guys are like this. None of you guys. If you are, please tell me. But I'm pretty sure none of you guys are, because you actually know what you're doing. Because you guys are absolutely amazing. But this is what I just had to make a video on. I just had to make this rant because it has been bottling up inside of so much, you know, hate towards this game at this point online, but I play offline, it's so much more fun. And I just had to make this video for you guys. But here's another one, guys. So this one is actually titled Link Fail Maybe Towards End. So yeah, we're going to skip towards the end. And, you know, oh yeah, this is when I had to actually make the, so this is another thing I hate. Okay. So this is actually when I had to make the how to play Decode Talker. So the funny thing is, if you want to watch the beginning of this, I'm actually going to show you how I was able to bring out Decode Talker. You know, Gofu, double link spider, send all 3 to the grave. So this person sees how I just brought out Decode through Gofu. Now, this is when Gofu was allowed, and I just want to bring this video up. I know Gofu's not relevant, but this is something I had to show, not because, you know, I keep some of these videos just to keep around for some of these rants and some of these different videos for you guys. So I know some of it's not always going to be relatable for this game, but I have to make these videos. I just had to put it in this video to show you, you know, even if someone just saw exactly how I just did something, this is what they decide to do. And they get, you know, then they've got True King's Return, but that doesn't really matter. But I mean, then we have this whole argument of, you know, you can not do that. And once again, this person quits. Why? Because even though they just saw exactly how I did it, they decide, no, that's not what I have to do. I can use that as a token, even though it says plus effect monsters. What I mean about this, guys, is you just see all these videos. What's the common mistake that a lot of people do? On Dueling Book, they can't read the effect, they try to claim it as they do. On Nexus, you don't get that problem, and that's what I love about Nexus more. But that's one of the biggest things I had about Yu-Gi-Oh! The fact of people can't take the time to read a card effect, and then decide, you know, what exactly they can do. And as the last one, this is actually what I hate, why I hate, you know, Book. Now, this isn't actually to call this person out. This isn't calling this person out. This person did nothing wrong as far as I'm concerned. Well, didn't do too much wrong. But I mean, this is actually when I was playing Trickstars and all this, and this has happened a few times. You know, chain resolves, okay, no hand traps. What I hate about Dueling Book is, you know, your opponent actually has to comment if they've got a response time, if they've got anything. You have to walk them through the burn, or if anything. That's the annoying part. If this person doesn't know what exactly the deck is, I have to walk them through it. Where, you know, in my standby, that's when I can actually activate that. And that's where this is actually an OTK. But the problem is, you know, the fact of this person continues to try and play. Why? Because I have to walk them through how this burn actually works. Now, this is actually an awesome person. I've actually played with this person a lot more, but it's not their fault. I mean, still, that don't mean rush. I'm not trying to rush them. It's the problem of how this game actually goes along with on Dueling Book. Dueling Book doesn't give you an actual time to respond a lot of the time. It doesn't give you the time to, you know, comment or anything like that. You have to walk your opponent through it, which is really annoying, and that's what I hate most about Dueling Book. So yeah, this video was mainly why I hate Dueling Book, but I also had to talk to you guys about what else I hate about Dueling Book. And I'm going to go big screen, guys, because I just have to. So yes, there are a lot of things I hate about Dueling Book. I had to make this rant. I'm sorry that it's gone over my original plan of time, but if you stick around for this long, you're an absolute legend, and you're what I love about Yugioh, because you have the time, the dedication to actually listen and wait and actually play properly. But I mean, that's the main thing these are the main things that I hate about Yugioh. The fact only online, that's what I hate about Yugioh online. Outside, I just don't care for the trash talking. I don't care for the shit talking. In my opinion, we don't really need it. Why? Because then it just pushes people away from actually wanting to play the game. Now, I know a lot of people probably might not agree with my opinions, and that's perfectly fine. If you've got something else that you want to say, comment it down below. I'm actually really willing to listen, because that's one of the things I love about Yugioh, when people listen. So, yeah, there are a lot of things I love about Yugioh, but when it comes to the online, I just had to show you guys of all these fails I've seen, all these misplays, all these things that I've seen that I just don't like about online, the online community with Duel Book and all that. So I just had to make this video. I really hope you guys don't get angry on this video. I actually hope you guys take it into account and maybe, learn from it and think, if people are going to play like this, maybe they're not worth playing against. And, maybe I shouldn't play like this if I have been playing like this. And, that's what I really want to bring along with this video. Now, before I do sign off, there are a few things that, I want to sum and recap. So, to make this game better, that's another thing I want to talk about, because, as I said earlier, two of my favorite YouTubers, there are a few, as you guys can see, but these two also did make a video on how to make Yugioh better. And to make a recap, I also want to make my opinions on how to make Yugioh better. So number one, just be respectful for one another. Simple and easy. I'm going to keep it calm for you guys as well. One, just keep it respectful, keep it nice, actually help one another. If you find a combo, or if you, see someone that misplays, don't get angry at them, try and walk them through it, try and help them. And, if you see someone that's playing in a deck that you know really, really well, and, you're not playing for money or anything like that a lot of the time, then just play and help them, because it can really help them out at the end of the day. And that's one of the things that can make you go great, because if we go back to the community that really does help one another, we can be a lot better. And maybe, other people want to play a lot more, because as well as girls, if girls see that this game isn't just a bunch of guys getting angry at one another, that we can potentially be respectful, then maybe they'll be willing to play as well. So that's another thing. I would really love to see more girls play this game, because as I've seen, there aren't many girls, and I feel, that's something we should really change. We should really make, this game is meant for everyone, so why not bring everyone into it? And another thing to make this game better is, put in a time limit. Seriously, I hate going into 40-minute duels and then getting call time because my opponent took so long. Give us 3 to 5 minutes per turn, nothing more, nothing less. 3 to 5 minutes is perfect time to build up a board and all that. At least, if you're doing simultaneously plays, get a little bit extra time. But, if you're not doing anything for 3 to 5 minutes, then seriously, just pass turn and all that. Like, it would seriously speed up the game, give us more opportunities to play more, and it would be a lot better. And the other thing is, don't buy into all the hype that you might see with particular cards. Because as soon as we buy into the hype, then that card price is going to go up for everybody. And that's one thing you don't really want to see. Look at Ash, and look at, even though it's you know, been reprinted, it's still a $50 card for a lot of people, $150 for a playset, and a lot of people should be playing this. It can really help you out. Called by the Grave. It was originally starting at $4. It's already now $7 to $10. I mean, just in the span of a few days, a few weeks, not even, you know, cards can really skyrocket because we're hyping them up so much. So if we step back, be more respectful, help one another, and don't hype up cards to the price that they're going to be way too expensive, then maybe this game can be a lot better. And, you know, when it comes to online, yeah, I'm going to stop playing on Dueling Book, guys. I'm sorry. If there's someone that wants to duel me personally, yeah, I'm going to duel on Dueling Book. But, you know, other than that, I'm not going to go out of my way to Dueling Book because I'm finding that it's not as enjoyable as it is on Nexus. So, yeah, I'm going to stop Dueling Book. I'm really sorry. If you guys ever want to duel me, feel free to go on Dueling Book. Yeah, I'll hit you up. But I'm not going to, you know, do any tournaments or anything like that through Dueling Book because I'm personally not a fan of it. And if you want to duel me personally, go on Nexus and it'll be a lot more fun. But yeah, that's all I really want to recap, guys. I really want to, you know, talk about the stuff that I hate about Yu-Gi-Oh! But also, you know, sum up some of the stuff I love. And some of the stuff I do love is you guys. Not to sound cliche, but actually, yeah, you guys are absolutely amazing. You guys, you know, even if I have a really bad day, like I go through all these duels and yeah, I get called so many different names. But when I make a video and you guys give me, you know, kindness and respect, and, you know, it makes me want to continue playing the game because I know people are out there that are actually generally nice. So that's why I want to make this video for you guys. I'm sorry that's really long, and if you've stayed around for this long, you're an absolute legend. And once again, you're what I love about this game. So, I mean, comment down below what you guys think about this video, what you guys think about, you know, what do you hate about Yu-Gi-Oh? What do you wish would change? What do you think can potentially make it better? And as always, comment down below as well what you guys want me to make next. And as always, till then, until the next one, hope you guys just keep on smiling like I always do, regardless of how much trash talk I get into. Enjoy the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Itself like I always do. And of course, that's it for me, guys. Now, I'll see you next time, saying bye, the Joker of Yu-Gi-Oh!